welcome you to beautiful Louisville, Kentucky. Tonight from Lynn Family Stadium, it's a heavyweight bout worthy of a main event. It's Charleston Battery taking on Louisville City for the top spot in USL Championship. Tonight's match is brought to you by Kroger. Alongside the coach, Eric Dobransky, I'm Josh Appel. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. This has been a series that is as even as it gets since 2023. Go back to the 23 Eastern Conference Final, a 2-1 win for Charleston before they fell in PKs in the final to Phoenix Rising. Last year, the team split the season series, but a match here at Lynn Family Stadium that is really stuck in the minds of Charleston Battery. Louisville took the first meeting this season 2-1 in Charleston back in March, so Charleston trying to avenge that here tonight. And Eric, as you can see, these two clubs have certainly separated themselves from the rest of the pack.
And two teams that continue to set that pace, and not only for the East, but the entire league. And since the start of the season, they have been on this collision course for a match like tonight.
We'll see tonight if Louisville City can extend their 18-match home regular season unbeaten streak. Charleston knows that all too well. They have never won in Louisville in 10 tries.
Josh, when you are an opponent coming to Lynn Family Stadium, you ask yourself, how can we be efficient in both boxes? This is a team that has been relentless in both thirds. They've only conceded 6 times with 4 clean sheets.
Let's take a look at tonight's player profile presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. It's Philip Goodrum who leads the club with 9 goals.
High-quality dual-role threat for Lou City. His persistence in the team's press and their desire to own territory, but throughout his career, it's been his class and decisive nature in the box that has made him a lethal presence.
Obviously, these two teams are 1 and 2 in the standings, but it's strength versus strength, and the strength for Charleston, their dominant offense.
Every time you talk to Ben Pierman, he emphasizes selflessness, and you could see it reflected in the Charleston attack. Have only been shut out twice this season, both on the road, feature 9 unique goal scorers and 9 players that recorded at least 1 assist.
Lynn Family Stadium tonight, filling the fam with a purple owl. First place in the East, first place in USL Championship in Family Stadium.
New Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
Get a new 25 Corolla or any new Camry with 4.99 APR financing. Lease a Corolla from $199 a month or Camry from $279 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
When the Thompsons first bought their house, all they saw was their dream home. They didn't yet know that with a home equity line of credit from Commonwealth Credit Union, it would be their keys to epic cannonballs and the chance to see the world. As years went by, it allowed them to empower the next generation and make happily ever after come true. Which begs the question, what could your home be doing for you? Let's find out together. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Hey, Tim, what you doing?
Getting ready to cut a commercial.
Well, have fun making the commercial.
You too.
Me too.
You too.
You deserve a better vehicle. Get competitive financing for good credit.
And programs for those who are trying to rebuild their credit.
A car with lower miles and fewer repairs.
We can help you. Commonwealth Dodge, home of the lifetime warranty and lifetime friendships.
Commonwealth Dodge, la casa de la garantía de por vida y las amistades de por vida.
What makes the Ohio Valley unique is it has the ability to produce all modes of weather, but in a crippling and severe way.
You couldn't really tell a distinct tornado. It just looked like heavy rain until the debris started flying. And
that's basically what the Ohio Valley brings. Everything.
And we are going to see more severe weather in the Ohio Valley.
We all rise to contend your hometown.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Welcome back. Let's get you the starting lineups for tonight's match, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. First first for Danny Cruz at Louisville City.
And leading into this match, Danny Cruz put focus on transition and set pieces. Taylor Davila and Lambert will lead that charge with how they reinforce the press and initiate the tempo in those quick switches of possession.
No Sean Tosh in the starting 11 as well. Ordonez comes in for him. And for Ben Pierman, here's how Charleston Battery will line up.
And for the Charleston Battery, winning and influencing the wide areas. When can you create those overloads? Nathan Dos Santos and Langston Blackstock, their ability to not only win their duels, but also climb the field and involve themselves in the attack. And then Juan David Torres, incredible playmaker, tied for the league lead in assists with 8.
So the anticipation for tonight is over. The fans are filing their way into Lynn Family Stadium wearing all purple. One of the most highly anticipated regular season matches in USL Championship is underway from Lynn Family Stadium. Josh Appel, the coach, Eric Dobransky, so glad you can be with us tonight as the top 2 teams in USL Championship go toe-to-toe for the second and final time in this regular season. This is Charleston's first league match since July 19th. A 3-0 win over Miami as Jennings turns on the Jets. Cal Jennings nearly had Charleston off to a running start. Las got a piece of it, and it's a corner kick in the first 30 seconds for Charleston.
And Charleston Battery find that quick outlet, and who better to find than that man, Cal Jennings, who's able to stretch a back line. Talked about that decision-making, the ability to push his defender that wide space and almost get a clear look at the back of the net. But now you get this man, Juan David Torres, on this early set piece, has this wicked left foot.
Top playmaker right now in USL Championship, whips it in, and it's on top of goal and out for a goal kick. Well, Eric, we talked to Ben Pierman this week, and we asked, the long layoff. We know they played in the Jägermeister Cup. We know they played in a friendly since their last league match, but coming on the road against Danny Cruz's side, maybe a little bit of a slow start, but got off to a quick one with that early chance.
Yeah, that front-footed nature that they play with, so decisive, so electric.
Louisville City 7-0-2 here at Lynn Family Stadium in 2025. They've lost just one match here this season across all competitions, and it was in the U.S. Open Cup against Minnesota United. On the long ball, it's touched forward. Here's Goodrum with a chance, and Goodrum scores! Philip Goodrum brings Lynn Family Stadium to its feet in the opening minutes.
We knew this match was going to bring out fireworks, but this early, what a play by Aiden McFadden. Meeting that ball at the highest point and knowing exactly where he needed to guide it. And that ever-present Philip Goodrum, that progressive run, that threatening run between the lines. And then you add that clinical finish. What a start for Lou City.
Fourth match opening goal this season for Philip Goodrum. He scored in back-to-back games. Came in to tonight in a tie for 5th in the league in goals scored. And he gives his side a 1-0 lead here in the 3rd minute. Commonwealth Credit Union. To learn more about how we could help you meet your financial goals, visit WeSeeYouDifferently.com. Most regular season goals since 2020. Philip Goodrum now in a tie for 3rd with Cicerone. See who's number 1 at the top of that list, Cal Jennings. Both those guys with an early chance. Jennings couldn't bury his, Goodrum did.
I was about to say, both teams and both players exchanging early big moments. And Cal Jennings, that drive to goal, putting it just wide of Damian Las. Philip Goodrum, no doubt, with his finish, and that's what you get from these big-time matchups is you're gonna have these moments that present themselves. Now it's about which team converts, which team is able to execute at that high clip.
You know, it's interesting, Eric. We asked Ben Pierman about the match last year in August, a 3-1 win for Lou City. And he brought up the point that Charleston had a couple of 1v1s with the keeper that they didn't convert on. And if they had, the match may have gone differently. As you get a look at Ben Pierman, closing in on 60 wins as the head coach here for Charleston. Got the nice J's on tonight as well. But I would imagine the opening sequence here from the few minutes gives him some
moments and can defend with high quality. I mean, this is a team that is so difficult to break down. We mentioned their home unbeaten run, and just this season, now with the goal tonight, they have 20 goals scored here at home, 6 goals against, and the 4 clean sheets. So you talk about inserting doubt and evoking doubt when opponents come to Lynn Family. I mean, and then you're off to a rocking start, scoring in the 3rd minute. Again, if there was any team that was going to be able to withstand this start and absorb that kind of hit this early, it's this explosive Charleston Battery side.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lou City. Get all of your Lou City tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Louisville City has scored first for the 13th time this season, and they have yet to lose when scoring the opening goal. It's the 4th time that Goodrum has scored the opening goal this season. Foul in the midfield. McFadden can't believe it. Frustrated after that call. Landry went down for Charleston. Philip Goodrum has something to say to him as he walks by.
And a similar scoreline in terms of Lou City jumping to the lead in this matchup back in March, but this was a game that was 0-0 going into the break, so didn't have that early goal, and now the Charleston Battery find themselves in a similar position where they have to respond. But I will say this, Josh, sometimes when you concede early, especially after a break,
MD Myers trying to make something happen, and Myers earns the corner.
It does provide you that bit of a flip of a switch. You have to make sure you fine-tune some of those details. You start to kind of play a bit more tempo, with a bit more urgency now that you got to climb back into this match. Earn a second corner. Again, David Torres whipped this one in last time over the top of the goal. He's going to put this in a dangerous spot.
Torres, service, headed away. Lou City took down North Carolina at home 4-1. It was 1-1 at the half, and Lou City made some changes at halftime and erupted for 3 unanswered in the second half to beat a very good North Carolina side, 4-1. We were just talking about that season opening win for Lou City at Charleston. That game-winning goal from Adrian Perez. I'd imagine Luis Zamudio has been thinking about it for a long time, and probably thinking about it coming into tonight, because, and it was one from distance, one that he would have loved to have had back, but sometimes the margins are so small that one mistake can do you in, and that's what happened in the season opener.
And unfortunately, that goal coming just a few minutes after Arturo Rodriguez had picked up a red card.
Yeah.
So to your point, it's making that play when that play is there to be made. And now obviously with this early goal, the narrative of this match has already been flipped.
You never want to fall down early on the road. You especially don't want to do it here in an atmosphere like this. To the outside it comes. Juan David Torres. Now Landry. Dos Santos. He and Mark Segbers earned immense praise from Ben Pierman after Charleston's last league match, the 3-0 win over Miami FC back in mid-July. It's so fascinating, Eric, about these two teams and how they've both risen to the top of the league. Two very different styles.
It is, and that's the beauty of this game, is you can do it in a variety of different ways. I mean, you can do it in transition, really emphasizing that press and regaining possession higher up the field, shrinking that territory that you have to cover. But you can spreading the opponent out where you can break them down, you can create those overloads, those numbers. As you can see, Charleston Battery leading the league passes, and this is how they do it. They're able to ask different questions side to side until they see the matchup that they want to go at. And a lot of that comes from the wide spaces too, the overloads, the ability to make it 2v1.
Torres trying to play it over the top, comes down to Myers. Myers to his left, empty Myers, still with it, cuts back to his right, empty Myers, save made. Cal Jennings on the rebound, denied again by Damian Loss.
And these are two big-time winning plays. You got it with the goal from Philip Goodrum, and now you've got it from Damian Loss. He stays with this play all the way, has to fight through all of that traffic, and MD Myers, credit to him, that was terrific patience, allowing defenders to commit themselves to ground and still finding a window to get a shot off. But Damian Loss was with it all the way through.
50 saves on the year, another corner punched away by Loss and then cleared away by Lou City. Damian Loss, 23 years old, made 5 saves against North Carolina, found himself on the USL Team of the Week. He's 3rd in the league in saves, and he has been phenomenal for Danny Cruz and Lou City this season. And it wasn't without some drama. I mean, earlier this season, in a game against Monterey Bay, he was supposed to sit out due to a coach's decision, and then Danny Fondes in warm-ups got hurt, so Loss had to play. He's the only guy on this team to play every minute of every game in the regular season this year. But Danny Cruz after that said, look, Damian Loss took that discipline in stride, has improved since then, understood the situation, and he's grown from it. Danny Cruz closing in on 100 victories in USL Championship. I mean, these are two of the best coaches in the league, what each guy has built at their respective clubs. It's been the model for this league.
Well, and to your point, I think what stands out the most when you see these two teams is the clarity in their identity, the clear messaging.
Another corner coming from Charleston. This is Malloy. Towards the back post, punched away again by Damian Loss. He has had it tracked. At the start of this one, on David Torres. Service comes back in, and nobody home in white for Charleston. You mentioned it when we showed you the starting 11s tonight, Eric, and we'll get to it in a moment as Jansen Wilson works his way. McFadden on the outside with some room. Now Dos Santos closes in. The low cross is cleared away through Landry, but onto Arturo Rodriguez's foot. But given right back to Lou City. Bad giveaway by Charleston. It's Goodrum. He has one. Goodrum nearly had 2. It was deflected. Or not. It will be a goal kick for Lou City.
And this is what Lou City does to you. You have a majority of the possession in their defensive half. Lou City is just relentless in the way that they press collectively. They put you under so much duress. And that press can cause some havoc in the defensive 18 of the opponent, and it was almost a second clear opportunity for Philip Goodrum.
Erica, we start to talk about the one glaring absence from the starting 11 for Louisville tonight. Sean Tosh not in the starting 11 for this one, biggest game of the season. He was pulled at halftime last week against North Carolina. What do you make of that decision? Josh Jones has obviously played very well, the former captain at the University of Louisville.
I was just about to say, I do think that also speaks volumes to the performance of Josh Jones. I mean, he USL Championship Team of the Week this week with Damian Loss. We see Arturo Ordonez in this lineup tonight.
Louisville threatening again. It's Wilson! Jansen Wilson scores! Could you have dreamed of a better start for Louisville City? 2-0 to the boys in purple.
This is a group that came out ready to throw some heavyweight punches, and they have done just that. Shocking the Charleston Battery here early, getting around this corner, getting to the byline, and being able to play this across to Jansen Wilson. But it's that run from Philip Goodrum that attracts so much attention to that far post, and it clears the path for Jansen Wilson to occupy that pocket of space. Ray Serrano made no doubt about being able to find his teammate on that run.
Jansen Wilson has also scored in back-to-back games now, and he's a guy that Danny Cruz had challenged this season. They weren't all that happy with the production. Not so much the effort. The effort was there, but the production has not been for Jansen Wilson. And this is already a team in Louisville that has only one loss this season, and that's with Jansen Wilson having only scored 3 goals coming into this match. Could you imagine if he gets going like this?
Yeah, the threats just continue to layer themselves in for Lou City and this team. This is also a team that, when you spoke to Danny Cruz, not only before the season, but now throughout, this is a team that wanted to get better defensively. You look at the season that they had last year, winning the Players' Shield, accumulating the most points, just setting so many records, and it was that emphasis on fine-tuning things defensively. I mean, through 18 games, they've only allowed 14 goals here.
Second best in the league. This is a 5th-3rd free kick for Lou City. And they've certainly gotten the buy-in. They're trying to shore things up on that end. I mean, there were a lot of shootouts that Lou City played in last year, and you know, they're fun to watch for fans. For coaches, as I'm sure you can speak to, a little more stressful. I almost feel like I might have jinxed Charleston Battery. I said after that Cal Jennings chance in the first minute that, you know, maybe they avoided the slow start after having time off. Well, all they've done since then is concede 2 goals in 15 minutes.
Well, and then you could add the MD Myers chance as well. I mean, the save that Damian Loss makes, and you go to the big moments, those winning moments that come to define big matchups like this. I mean, right now, Lou City has made both plays. I mean, obviously the Cal Jennings opportunity goes just wide, but the ability to close that run down, obviously Damian Loss coming off of his line, making it a tighter shooting angle, and then MD Myers, the patience to beat a number of Lou City defenders, but Damian Loss up to the task. And then the 2 finishes for Lou City, Philip Goodrum and then Jansen Wilson.
Serrano, and the flag came up for offside. Fans, if Lou City wins, you win. This season, Lou City has partnered with Penn Station to give you a free sub with the purchase of another. The offer is valid the following day after a win. Head to any participating Louisville area Penn Station location to redeem and say Lou City won at checkout, or use the promo code LouBogo25 online. Lou City in the attacking third one more time. Well defended there. Aaron Malloy able to get it to Zamudio, the keeper. A dream start for Lou City, a nightmare start for Charleston. Again, I imagine Ben Pierman is having flashbacks to the game last August here. A 3-1 win for Lou City, but chances for Charleston to make it a game early.
Well, we talk about the fortress that this stadium has become for this organization and this fan base. You have to imagine one of the keys for a team coming in here is to make sure the crowd is not able to bring that energy.
Juan David Torres tees it up from distance and bounces it wide. I believe Loss might have gotten a piece, so it is another corner for Charleston. The opportunities for the Battery have been there, Eric.
And a lot of that energy that you look to thwart is minimizing early goals, and they have not been able to do that, but they have been able to create some good looks. And obviously, Damian Loss has come up big a number of times already. This is another corner. Let's see if Malloy can whip this one in.
They could certainly use one here. And it bounces all the way out for Goodrum, who scored the first goal, and he clears away. And it's out for a throw-in to Charleston. The USL on CBS Sports Network, Championship Eastern Conference playoff contenders North Carolina FC and Detroit City FC face off on Friday, August 15th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network.
I mentioned sometimes an early goal, conceding an early goal kind of settles you down, especially when you're on the road. You kind of refocus on some of those details, some of those simple things. But what it does is tighten that fine margins of conceding a second, which now Charleston Battery have done. So now you have that clear objective here in the first half to cut this lead down to one. You have to get one before the break.
Lou City have landed a couple of right hooks, and Charleston dragged themselves up off the mat. This portion of tonight's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. In the last league match for Charleston, July 19th. These two teams 41 points apiece as Dos Santos tried to feed it into the middle, taken away by Lou City, but Dos Santos able to win it back in the midfield, and nobody does that better than Charleston Battery. They lead the league in possession one in the midfield, same way that Lou City leads USL Championship in takeaways, forcing those turnovers into their attacking third. What a scene here tonight. Lou City fans filling the FAM in their purple. I just love to see it. For a matchup like this, 1 versus 2. And again, Charleston have never come to Louisville and won a match. They are 10 winless when coming to the Bluegrass State. MD Myers. Both he and Cal Jennings had golden chances in the opening minutes of this one. Malloy for Juan David Torres. Punched away by Loss. I mean, he is just locked in. Out for a throw.
And everything Damian Loss is doing right now is doing it with decisiveness. Every service he's had to deal with, he's not just getting a piece of it, he's not just deflecting it. He is emphatic with the way he is punching services away and pushing shots away, leaving nothing left for Charleston Battery to jump on in terms of secondary or third opportunities, and that's something where you have a team that's as electric and as potent as Charleston Battery. They feast on second and third waves.
Rodriguez. Trying to find him again. Took a spill, courtesy of Arturo Ordonez, who tonight is making his first league start since June 20th. You've got the last two defenders of the year in USL Championship in this game. Arturo Ordonez in 2023, Graham Smith of Charleston Battery last year. You look up and down the league leaders in a number of different categories. You're going to find a lot of purple and you're going to find a lot of black and yellow with Charleston and Lou City, both in the top 4 in goals scored and goals conceded, 1 and 2 on goals scored, and second and third in goals conceded. It's a free kick here. Juan David Torres to put it in play. Into the sea of bodies. Apononu got a piece of it. Dos Santos sends it across, but a whistle for a foul from Eligio Araguin.
This ball clipped in to that far post, forcing Damian Loss to work through all that havoc, and call eventually going against the Charleston Battery. But back to the point that you just made about Arturo Ordonez and Graham Smith. Both players that have missed some time here in the regular season, and I'll go back to the point of the clarity of messaging and the clarity of identity from both these teams. These are two teams that, much like teams throughout the USL Championship, have had to navigate injuries. And when you can navigate those injuries and still have the record and the point accumulation that you have 18 games into the season, I mean, that emphasizes what your role is, what you're supposed to be doing when you are inserted into that role. And obviously you go back to Josh Jones's opportunity. He stepped in the lineup.
That was a 5th-3rd free kick for Lou City, but it also speaks to just the talent and the depth that both of these teams have. It's an embarrassment of riches. I mean, you look at Charleston Battery, they just sent Johnny Klein out to Monterey Bay this week. Johnny Klein, a very good player, but here in Charleston, they just couldn't find the minutes for him, and so they gave him an opportunity somewhere else. And then if you look at Lou City's bench tonight, some of the names, USL legends, Brian Ownby, Niall McCabe, Sean Tosh. You got Sam Gleedle on the Lou City bench as well, who had 2 assists against North Carolina. I mean, again, it's just an embarrassment of riches for both these coaches, Danny Cruz and Ben Pierman. Jansen Wilson, he'll let it fly, and he has a first half brace. An absolute banger for Jansen Wilson. Lou City are running away with this in the first half hour.
Just a breathtaking finish here from Jansen Wilson. Gets his eyes up, takes a look at the goalkeeper, and tucks this away. Just punishes this one from distance. But I'll go back to that ball played in from Davila. Just the ability to regain possession and to have only thoughts of how do you go forward? How do you play that progressive style that Danny Cruz and this side value so much? They're not a team that wants to regain possession and reset, play the ball sideways or play the ball backwards. It's how can I play that incisive pass that breaks lines and puts my teammate in a position where he could go score goals. Jansen Wilson does just that.
Last week, he scored his first goal since June 25th. He entered tonight with 3 goals on the season, 4 in all comps, and he's got a first half brace in the first half hour tonight. These are the 2 winningest clubs in USL Championship since 2023 in the regular season. No other club has surpassed 40 wins. 50 for Lou City, 48 for Charleston. But and if you're Ben Pierman, Eric, what is your message right now during this hydration break? 3-0. That's a goal every 10 minutes. If you, I'm not a math guy, but
yeah, I would dare to say, obviously this is a team that knows how explosive they are. They are not in rhythm right now. Now, they have created 2 good chances. The Cal Jennings opportunity, MD Myers. Obviously, Juan David Torres has asked a lot of different questions from distance. He has not been able to necessarily break into that attacking third and create an upgraded look in that area. But you feel like you have the explosiveness. But now, I mentioned having to get 1 before the break. That is emphasized by 100 now. I don't know if you can go into the break down 3-0 here. You have to have some momentum going into the halftime talk where you feel good about offensively finding that rhythm, creating some more opportunities, because right now you've lived in and around the 18-yard box. You've not had quite the breakthrough you've looked for. Again, possess all the quality and all the ability to be dynamic in the attacking third, so that belief does not go away.
that was the 17th first half goal in 19 games for Lou City. Only Charleston have scored more in the first half this year, and we have the game's first yellow. Juan David Torres and Philip Goodrum mix it up. Maybe some frustration starting to come out of Charleston as they shockingly find themselves down 3-0 here on the road. The yellow is on Juan David Torres. That yellow card presented by Bone Dry Roofing.
Yeah, right now, Lou City, 4 shots, 3 shots on target, 3 goals. Charleston Battery, 5 shots, all 5 of those being on target.
Possession is 75-25 in favor of Charleston in the first half hour, and they're down 3-0. Want to talk about counter press? Turning it into goal scoring.
And I also think that it's been a clinic in what Danny Cruz emphasizes in managing and owning territory. I mean, right now, I know the possession numbers, you mentioned them, this 75-25, but the ability to regain possession higher up the field and win that battle, but it's about what you do with it.
That was a 5th third free kick for Lou City, who are in total control in the first half. Goodrum got it started in the 3rd minute, and that beats Kevin Lambert's season best for quickest goal in a game. He scored in the 5th minute against North Carolina last week. Goodrum in the 3rd, Wilson with a brace, 16th and 28th minute. McFadden, Serrano, and Davila all have assists tonight for Lou City. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of this season. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Charleston unbeaten in last 5 games. Lou City unbeaten over their last 6 across all competitions since that loss to North Carolina on June 20th. The thing I keep thinking about, Eric, is just the potential for a slow start after all the time off. And we thought that maybe in the early going, given a couple of chances, Charleston maybe avoided that, but hard not to think about it when you go down 3-0 in the first half hour.
It is, and especially for a team that is so offensively loaded, for a team that leads the league in goals, 38 goals this season. But the balance that the Charleston Battery possess, it was a piece that you thought they could overcome and really find a blend with that time off and kind of play that front foot, play with that tempo that they like to play with, because, I mean, going into tonight, 16 goals against, that was top 5 in the USL Championship, sitting 4th, and then the 5 clean sheets. So this is another team that defensively is very difficult to break down, and that's what you see from successful teams, and teams that find that sustainability. As Ben Pierman told us this week when we spoke with him, teams that don't beat themselves find themselves in positions where they sit atop the conferences, and they find that sustainability. And you find that with winning battles in both boxes, making those big plays when they're there to be made.
It's a season high in goals conceded for Charleston tonight. They had not allowed more than 2 in any game in the regular season until tonight. Trying to go long over the top. Jennings trying to track it down. He does. Plays it back towards Myers, but Amadou Dia is there defensively, and he puts it over the touchline for a Charleston throw. Cross, loss, snares it. And Pierman told us that decision-making is up there among the most important things about beating Lou City's press. They need to be selfless. They need to be quick. How would you say they've done in those areas so far?
Yeah, I think their question becomes, how do you get Arturo Rodriguez on the ball? You have not seen him on the ball in the final third faced up, and their ability to play make with Juan David Torres, because that's a scary sight right there. They've been playing back to goal, had to come back. That player right there in some positions where he can play make and be that threat. See the 4 goals, 2 assists. I mean, this is a front 4 with the 3 forwards and the attacking midfielder that are an absolute pest to opponents and ask so many different questions, able to break you down on the dribble or link up play.
Ordonez whistled for the foul there. Dos Santos tried to get it restarted quickly, but he was too far back from the spot of the foul. Malloy. Apononu, who's found his way consistently now into the starting 11 for Ben Pierman.
Scored his first career professional goal in that win over Miami FC.
Can Charleston get one back? Juan David Torres. Down it comes. Myers. He just mishit that one. It's got to be frustrating for Charleston. You figure, all right, if I've got a great chance in front of goal, I want it on the foot of either M.D. Myers or Kyle Jennings, and both those guys had their chances and were unable to bury them. And all Ben Pierman can do right now is watch.
And had good numbers, occupying good space there for the Charleston Battery, just unable to pick out the player. And again, credit to Lou City, their ability to retreat into their own 18-yard box and win those battles in those areas that you know your opponent wants to occupy. I mean, you look at teams that like to drive at that end line and play that pass back to the PK area where you know runners are going to be. It's a pass that is hard to deny because you're always retreating into your own 6-yard box trying to defend your goal and then lose track of that late runner. That's why it's so dangerous and something that Lou City finds a lot of success doing as well. I mean, the assist from Ray Serrano to Jansen Wilson's first goal, drive to that end line and then playing that ball back to that area.
Serrano scored in the season opener against Charleston. It was the first goal of that match, and after an assist last week against North Carolina, he has another assist here tonight. First of 2 goals for Wilson in this half. Wilson streaking down the middle. Goodrum has it. Philip Goodrum off the post. Goodrum plays it back into the middle. Backheel attempt from Wilson. Jansen Wilson still has it. Looked like a handball in the box. And it's let go by Eligio Araguin. Still alive for McFadden. And it's over the goal line now. Lou City wondering why this was not a handball, but Goodrum nearly equaled his teammate Wilson with a first half brace. Here's another look at what happened with the handball.
This is a team that is just flying in the attacking third. You see this appeal for the handball. Looks like incidental contact. Climbs up on Apononu. That strike from Philip Goodrum. My goodness, that would have absolutely erupted this crowd that has already had a lot to cheer about here in this first 41 minutes.
Philip Goodrum used to play for Ben Pearman with Memphis. And so Ben Pearman knows all too well about the lethality that Goodrum possesses. Just had that on display tonight. It has been all Lou City tonight. That man right there, his 10th goal of the season, opened the scoring in the 3rd minute. Quickest goal to open a match this year for Lou City, 1 week after Kevin Lambert got him on the board 5 minutes in, as this free kick is brought to you by Fifth Third.
And now has 7 goals in 7 games. Mentioned the departure of Nick Marcanic from the Charleston Battery, and Cal Jennings coming in and filling that void with absolute class and his clinical nature. Same for Lou City. I mean, Nick Marcanic and Philip Goodrum acquired mid-season last season, the 4 goals to finish 2024. But you just felt like there was more there, and you felt like it was going to start to come to fruition. And has it ever in his recent form right now?
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Yeah, this is a frustrated Charleston Battery side, and that's going to be the first thing that Ben Pearman and his coaching staff are going to want to alleviate, is some of that tension, some of that frustration. Obviously, the scoreline kind of takes care of itself, and you can see why your team is frustrated, but also making sure that they're sticking to their principles, they're sticking to their identity, they're climbing back into this match collectively.
It's going to be nothing but disappointment in that Charleston room at the half. But now they've got a chance for Josh Jones, who excels on these long throw-ins. And they've still got to survive these next couple of minutes. I mean, 3-0, difficult mountain to climb. 4-0, I mean, that is, put it on ice right there. So Jones, the long throw. Doesn't go quite long enough. Dos Santos sends it away, and Jones will get another chance at it.
Yeah, it looked like that first one slipped out of his hand a little bit. See if he can get this ball in a bit deeper into the 18-yard box, kind of making sure that making the Charleston Battery make decisions. You saw a bit of contact along that near post.
Incredible crowd tonight, filling the FAM, a purple out. As Jones fires in. Much better this time, but nobody home in purple. It comes right back to Jones, who fires it back in, takes a deflection high into the air. And finally, Malloy able to get it away for the moment. So right back towards Zamudio, who comes out to grab it.
That right there encompasses how Lou City are feeling right now. Josh Jones teeing it up on the bounce. Obviously doesn't make it all the way through to Zamudio, but the confidence that this group is playing with right now, and it starts with their defensive posture. It starts with their suffocating defense. It starts with their ability to not only own their roles as a first defender, but win those duels in those second and third lines.
We'll have 4 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. It's presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Brace from Jansen Wilson. A 3rd-minute goal from Philip Goodrum. All Lou City at home tonight, trying to sweep the regular season series and make it 3 wins in a row over Charleston Battery. Last year, Louisville City in this August matchup here at Lynn Family Stadium, they entered that match still 1-2 in the standings, but had a little bit more breathing room. Opened up their lead with the 3 points in that one on their way to winning the Players' Shield. Tonight they enter obviously even in points at 41. But if history is any indication, as Wilson sends it across over everything and out for a throw, right by that corner flag on the opposite side. The team that wins the 1-2 matchup this late in the season, going all the way back to 2013, I believe all but one instance they've gone on to win the Players' Shield.
Yeah, and both coaches emphasized that each team still had a 12-game season left after this match. But I will add this point to, we talk to coaches week in, week out, the emphasis on 1 game at a time, because obviously we were continuing to ask about this matchup, what it meant to these 2 teams when it comes to the Players' Shield, it comes to the regular season. And they wanted to continue to emphasize the 12 games remaining, but this is a big matchup.
5-high corner kick coming for Lou City. I found it so interesting. I asked Danny Cruz the mood of the group this week in training. Obviously a ton of experience. They've played in big games before. They only play in big games, it feels like, as a member of Lou City, but he said it was loose in a good way, and I feel like that has translated itself onto the pitch in this first half as Serrano started to come forward. I've got a whistle for some extracurriculars before this corner is played in. Eligio Araguin having a word with Langston Blackstock. It has gotten chippy a couple times. It's McFadden and Blackstock rather, who are the targets of this conversation before the corner. Let's see if we can see what exactly happened.
Yeah, you see Blackstock and Aiden McFadden, arms going over the shoulders of McFadden. You're always going to get a talking to from the official. Now you're also going to get all eyes on you on this corner, so why not go to that area?
And another whistle as Serrano plays it in. This time it's Landry who takes a spill for Charleston. Charleston captain Aaron Malloy pleading with Eligio Araguin. So now we're finally ready. 3rd time's a charm. Here it comes from Serrano. Body's flying again. And it's headed over the bar by Philip Goodrum.
It looks like the official is pointing to the spot, and Josu Landry, you could see him draped all over Lambert.
That is absolute nightmare scenario for Charleston Battery at the end of this half. And they were flirting with it before that delivery came in.
And this was a corner kick that was disrupted several times prior to kick because of contact.
So the contact and the foul, I believe it was Landry, as you pointed out, Eric, who committed the foul. And it'll be Taylor Davila who steps to the spot. As a team, Lou City is 0 for 1 on PKs this year. Charleston have conceded a couple. This to make it 4-0 right at the end of the first half. And a stanza dominated by the boys in purple.
Taylor Davila usually likes this ball to the right side and low.
He has not scored since April, sitting on 2 goals on the year. Taylor Davila buries it. 4-0 Lou City in the first half. It's a rout.
This has been an explosive, emphatic first 45 from Lou City, and it's followed up with an absolutely punishing penalty from Taylor Davila. Makes this 4-0 right before the break and leaves Charleston Battery shell-shocked. I mean, asking so many different questions of where do they go from here? What is the next 45 going to require from them? And for Lou City, so much credit. They have come out flying from the start of this match to the end of this half, just asking so many difficult questions, challenging Charleston Battery in so many ways.
And there's the whistle for halftime. Round 1 of this heavyweight bout, emphatically to Lou City. 4-0 at the half. A brace for that man, Jansen Wilson, in the first half, bringing this crowd at Lynn Family Stadium to its feet.
Yeah, the Charleston Battery have to come out flying in the second half. They have to find a breakthrough early. And then for Lou City, it's their first ball press. It is causing all sorts of havoc for the Charleston Battery. It is guiding them into difficult spaces. It is turning them over deeper in their area. Terrific first half for Danny Cruz and his side.
We'll see if Charleston can rally together at the half. A near perfect first 45 minutes for Lou City as they look to take sole possession of first place in the East and sole possession of first place in the Players' Shield race. Damian Loss with some huge saves in the first half. Philip Goodrum got it all started, and Lou City have not looked back from there.
When the Thompsons first bought their house, all they saw was their dream home. They didn't yet know that with a home equity line of credit from Commonwealth Credit Union, it would be their keys to epic cannonballs and the chance to see the world. As years went by, it allowed them to empower the next generation and make happily ever after come true. Which begs the question, what could your home be doing for you? Let's find out together. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
I have always been, so no more sifting, no more searching. It's all right here on the app.
Listen to this. While everyone fights inflation, some stores raise prices based on where you live.
Everybody right now is on a budget.
Everything's gone up.
It's called surveillance pricing when some customers are charged more because stores think they can afford it.
How to stop it from happening to you.
Wake up with WDRB Mornings Monday.
How did it work? What was going on?
The undocumented workers would come into the office. They would provide them either permits or driver's license illegally.
How much were people taking under the table to get these licenses?
up to $200.
WDRB's Gilbert Corsi uncovers a scheme and fraud investigation inside Kentucky's transportation cabinet.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes! Time right! Manning drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Now you can get a new 25 RAV4 with 4.99 APR financing, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $309 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Lynn Family Stadium. That is not a typo on your screen. Don't adjust your TV sets. Don't make sure your glasses are foggy. It's 4-0 to Louisville City after 45 minutes at Lynn Family Stadium. Josh Rappel, Coach Eric Dobransky with you. We're fighting for the top spot. Wednesday, August 20th, they get underway. 4-0, Lou City over Charleston at the break. USLW and USL League Two wrapped up their seasons. Let's see how both title games went down.
BYU is the place to be here tonight as Utah United and NC Courage battling out here for a national championship.
NC Courage looking to defend their title, and Utah United looking to make some history with the first expansion team to win a USLW League final.
Now another shot that falls, it goes in the back of the net! And just like that, Utah United off the foot of Evans Tostado. And now Blum puts it in the back of the net. It's 3-0. Sends one in the back of the net. It's 4-0.
USL 2 National Championship between Ballard FC and the Vermont Green. This is a moment very few of us have ever seen. This is a special moment for soccer and for Burlington. It is going to be a big one. These two teams are loaded with talent. They've both led their conferences, their divisions throughout the year, and a chance for Ballard to make it 2 titles in 3 years, and a chance for Vermont Green to do something no one has done since 2010 and go perfect. And the referee points to the spot. He rolls it off the post and in. And Vermont Green take the lead in the national championship at Virtue Field. And there he is, coast to top once again. Ingay recovers it, curls it back in. Marshall flicks it on, and Kissel, the national championship goal scorer in NCAA, puts it in 2025. Vermont is the king of soccer. And the Vermont Green win their first ever USL 2 title. And green is the color of victory once again in Burlington, Vermont.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Gives NCFC the lead. Cedeno gets it back. 1-0 City.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
Now you can get 4.99 APR financing on a new family-size 25 Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander and get 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
A dream first half for Lou City. They're on top of Charleston Battery 4-0 in this battle for first place in the Eastern Conference and atop the Players' Shield. Let's take a look at the out-of-town USL scoreboard. Presented by Best Western. We haven't gotten to it tonight, but Charleston Battery lost their top assistant, Devin Rensing. He got the head coaching job at Las Vegas Lights, hired earlier this week. Yeah, the Rowdies, you just saw they're trailing North Carolina, but they're on an undefeated streak against Indy 11. 10 in a row since September of 2018 in their last match. And then FC Tulsa, they got USL League One Golden Boot winner Trevor Amon, a transfer from Sacramento Republic. More reinforcements for Luke Spencer.
Yeah, and a team that is so difficult defensively.
So that'll do it here at the half. 4-0 to Louisville City. We'll come back with first half stats and second half kick after this from Lynn Family Stadium.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes. Time right. Manny drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Get 1.99 APR financing plus $500 APR cash on remaining new gas-powered 24 Tacomas. Or lease this well-equipped 24 Tacoma for just $219 a month.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is my grandpa's belt. He wore this thing for 30 years.
That's a great belt.
This is my grandpa.
Huh.
You can't buy a belt like this in a big box store because most belts suck. They peel, they tear, they break. I wanted a belt like this one, so I made one. With full grain leather, solid brass hardware, and robust stitching. I can have a belt just like my grandfather's. The Handcrafted Belt by Clayton Crew.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. First half highlights here from Lou City.
In the first 45 minutes, 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers, and 3 assists on those 4 goals. Or 3 different goal scorers, sorry.
Jansen Wilson had the first half brace, second and third goals. Eligio Araguin gets us underway in the second half. Eric, what do you think the message at halftime was from Ben Fearman to Charleston?
For Charleston Battery, principles have been the focus and the emphasis for this club, for Ben Fearman. You need to stick to that. You need to stick to the style of play. You need to stick to the way you want to attack this Lou City side, but now just do it with a bit more urgency.
It's easy to say, oh, just imagine the game is 0-0, but when the stakes are as high as they are for tonight's game, Lou City now in the driver's seat if they finish this one out in the Players' Shield race, and they would, if they do in fact win the Players' Shield for the second consecutive season, they would have home field advantage throughout the postseason, which, as you can see from the scene here tonight, would be massive.
And I think that's the emphasis for Ben Fearman is, can you start the second half out as fast as Lou City did? Because just as you saw them do that to you in the first 45 minutes, now you need to replicate what Lou City was able to do to them in this second 45. And how do you do that? You do that with getting on those second balls. Right now, they're losing the battle of second and third waves. They're not able to get on and control some of those opportunities, some of those knockdowns. that's where you start to lose some of the flow and some of the rhythm that you want to create, some of the order you want to bring in possession.
Charleston made some substitutions to begin this half. We'll relay those to you in a moment. Ray Serrano, who was slow to get up for Lou City. Landry, who committed the foul that led to the penalty at the end of the first half. Here's a word from our official tonight. So the substitutions are brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery. We'll get to them in a moment as Wilson, his shot was blocked, ends up with Emilio Icaza, who plays it out for Landry. The substitutions are brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, the Kentucky Lottery. 3 subs in for Ben Pierman to begin the second half. Jeremy Kelly, Emilio Icaza, and Leland Archer all come on in place of Blackstock, Apononu, and Nathan Dos Santos. Rubio Rubin has also come on for Juan David Torres. So Torres is done after one half of play. Cal Jennings now. Jennings trying to get something going for Charleston. His shot was deflected, then parried away by Las and cleared off the line by Dia. And Landry can't handle it. It's out for a throw to Lou City. Danny Cruz, I can imagine his message to his team at the break. More of that from the first 45 minutes.
And this is a team that is so keen on putting full 90-minute performances together, and you could see
chance maybe brewing for Charleston, but the shot from Rodriguez hit the backside of Ordonez, and it's out for a corner. Ordonez making his first start since June 20th, replacing Sean Tosh in the starting 11. He's made a couple of plays tonight, and there likely saved a goal. It is out for a corner to Charleston. Malloy curls it in. The header down in the box. Charleston wanted a handball. They won't get it, and Lou City clears it away. Talked about it earlier after the third goal. It's a season high conceded by Charleston in a single match. Every following goal that only increases that. They are, again, one of the best defensive groups in the league, and it has just not gone their way tonight. But similarly to the matchup here at Lynn Family Stadium last year, if Cal Jennings or if MD Myers converts one of those chances, you wonder how different this match feels. MD Myers now takes the feed from Jennings. Myers, physical play from Adams. Lost, look how far out he is, and Charleston could just not put it on target.
And you could see there Damian Loss and Kyle Adams exchanging high fives because of the physical play. To your point, the ability to slow down MD Myers force the Charleston Battery to pump the brakes there. Went from a 3v2 to minimizing the threat.
Chances have been there as Davila, he scored on the penalty, slides it forward for Serrano. Zamudio has to be aggressive. Scoops it up. Jennings whips it in. It's a good ball. It's Myers, empty Myers gets one back for Charleston. They're not gonna go away quietly. MD Myers gets the Battery on the scoreboard.
And exactly what that man, Ben Pierman, and his side needed. This ball played across. We've seen some opportunities by MD Myers, and the ability to blend that patience and execution in the box. We saw it in the first half, the ability to drag that ball across, create an open channel. Same thing here, the ability to bring it down and wait for defenders to commit, to create that window to finish. Tucks away his 9th of the season.
Came in tied for 5th in USL Championship in goals. That's his 13th across all competitions. Cal Jennings has 12 across all comps. Of course, Cal does lead in league play. Time for the Golden Boot. This portion of the match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. If you're Charleston and you want to get back into this match, you're going to need obviously 4 goals, but you're going to need them with enough time, and getting one in the first 10 minutes of the second half, at least it gives them a chance.
No, and now you break it down to the next 10 minutes. Now you go at it again.
Free kick coming, presented by Fifth Third, as Wilson took a spill.
And you knew it from the Charleston Battery. It was about coming into the second half and matching that urgency, that energy that Lou City came out with and executed at such a high level in that first 45.
Serrano and Davila stand over this. Finally ready to put it in play. It's Davila. Blue City got ahead on it, but it's over the end line for a goal kick. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all of your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Rubin leaves it off for Landry. Charleston on the hunt for more. Goes right back out to Landry. Graham Smith. And reset for Zamudio. Not much he can really do tonight. Just quality in the attacking third for Lou City all night, as Ikaza is taken down by Lambert, and a free kick from a decent spot for Charleston upcoming.
And making sure you're switched on to defend this, because Kenny Cruz had made the point. Set pieces were going to help define the result tonight. Obviously earning the penalty late in that first half on their corner, but now Charleston Battery earning a free kick deep in the area.
Aaron Malloy. Towards the back post. That went off Adams, it looked like. And that should be a corner. And it is for Charleston Battery. Anybody is checking into this game expecting a tight one, not only are Charleston shell-shocked, but any casual fan looking at this one and seeing 4-1 would feel the same. Rodriguez off the corner, the header just wide. That was a good look for Charleston. Again, they've had their fair share of chances. Their XG is a little over 0.7 tonight.
Yeah, if Charleston Battery are able to find a second goal, I would say game on. The tempo and the pace they're playing with right now. And that's that element that it's so difficult sometimes in games like this, where you create such a lead, where you go into the break up 4-0. You want to keep your foot on the gas. You want to make sure that you stay true to who you are and what you value, that press, that opportunity to go at opponents, but you also don't want to slip up and make a mistake where you leave too much space for your opponent to go score goals.
For Lou City, it's the third time this season they've scored 4 goals at home, second consecutive home match. This free kick presented by Fifth Third Bank. Dia, watched by Landry, taken by Landry. Nicely done. And it's an excellent ball for Cal Jennings. Myers making a run through the middle. Cal Jennings puts it across. What a play by Ordonez. And then Ikaza sends it into the third row.
And this starts with a big defensive win by Landry, and then picking out the runner in Cal Jennings, and Ordonez just gets this absolutely spot on. He knows the angle is tight for Cal Jennings to go and wrap this around both him and Damian Loss.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. USL All Access, fantastic every week with our good pals Mike Watts and Devin Kerr. Another Fifth Third free kick. About Arturo Ordonez, first start since June 20th, starting in place of Sean Tosh tonight. Just in the second half alone in the first 15 minutes, he has made 2 plays that may have saved goals. Long free kick. Lambert using that height to get it down, but it's cleared away, but right to a Louisville player. It's Wilson. Davila scored the 4th one from the spot. First PK goal for Lou City this year. Tight quarters, but well, by Goodrum. They earned the corner kick. Corner kick is brought to you by Wi-Fi.
So important for Charleston Battery. You've regained a glimpse, a hint of that momentum. Don't relinquish it.
Davila to play it in. It's a good one. But a whistle before it came down to Goodrum, and the foul goes against Lou City. It's 4-1, but each side can have at least 2 or 3 more. This match now 1 hour old. Goodrum got it all started in the 3rd minute. And a brace from Jansen Wilson before the half-hour mark made it 3-0. Before Taylor Davila scored from the spot right at the end of stoppage time in the first half. MD Myers got Charleston on the board in the 52nd minute as Landry is moved off the ball by Lambert, but is able to recover. Rodriguez steps into it, and that will be a throw to Charleston. We just made the attendance announcement tonight at Lynn Family Stadium. 13,600. What a scene at one of the best venues, USL Championship. And they have been treated to a fantastic performance to this point. On their home side, Lou City, in firm control to take over that #1 spot and break the tie with Charleston Battery. We were talking with Danny Cruz this week, and I asked him, and I said, look, you guys won the Players' Shield last year in 2024, but fell short of the ultimate goal by falling to Rhode Island in the postseason. And he said, look, in the context of getting home field advantage throughout the playoffs, yes, winning the Players' Shield is important, but that's not our goal every year. Our goal is to get to the USL final and win it. And they have not been able to win a USL title since 2017 and 2018 when they went back-to-back, despite them being the class of this league for a really long time.
Yeah, and the point you just made, it's you want the playoffs to have to run through you. I mean, we mentioned the attendance tonight at Lynn Family Stadium. I mean, you want teams to have to come to your place and have to beat you, and that's what Rhode Island did last year, but that's something for Lou City. They wanted to fine-tune a couple things here going into 2025, and they have done just that without missing a beat offensively. Obviously, the number is just a bit lower from 2024, where they were through these first 18 games.
Another substitution for Ben Pierman at Charleston. Douglas Martinez will come on and replace Landry. And congratulations to Douglas Martinez. This is his 150th career match in the regular season as he comes on here in the 63rd minute. Missed over a month. Came back July 26th in that Jaeger Cup match against Tampa Bay Rowdies, and tonight his regular season match number 150 for Douglas Martinez. The substitution is brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. The Kentucky Lottery. Figure if Charleston is going to continue to climb back into this match, they've got to get one here probably before the 70th minute. Kyle Adams, the captain for Lou City, said, you know, this week it's 1 versus 2. It's what you play for. Fifth third free kick gets play started one more time. Serrano slides it for Dia. Working against Graham Smith. Dia feeds Jansen Wilson. His shot's blocked by Archer. Goodrum has his shot blocked by Graham Smith as well. Goodrum. Wilson back for Goodrum. Lou City wanted another handball. They don't get it. Jennings assists there. And taken away from Rubin by Davila. Davila gets through. Davila for Goodrum on the turn, denied. Zaizamudio, that one off the post, and then McFadden sails it high. Second time Lou City's hit the post tonight.
Just a ferocious strike from Philip Goodrum, and what a play from Taylor Davila to unlock that space. And then Aiden McFadden ends this sequence, lacing this ball against the post for the second time for Lou City tonight.
Louisville ticket packages for the 2025 season are now live. Join the boys in purple all year long with season tickets starting at just $15 per game. Visit LouCity.com to learn more. Rubin on the switch. Kelly towards goal. Las has to make a deflection twice to keep that one out. Rubin was wreaking havoc in front of goal, and it's out for another Charleston corner.
It's just one of those deliveries that you put it in an area that you challenge both the defenders and the goalkeeper. Have to make difficult decisions, and now you have to deal with defending this corner. It's going to be so important to make first contact here and see this ball out.
It's a 4-1 game, but a big moment here. Charleston trying to keep clawing their way back into this. Malloy delivers in, comes all the way through. Rodriguez chasing it down. Serrano in pursuit as well. Rodriguez. Jones heads it away, and Lou City are away with it. And then Malloy fouls Serrano from behind. Another free kick coming, brought to you by Fifth Third. Cruz, second youngest coach USL Championship, inching his way closer to 100 career wins, the longest tenured coach in Lou City history. Talk about the top coaches in this league. Neil Collins out in Sacramento, Bob Lilly in Pittsburgh, and then these two guys patrolling the touchlines tonight, Ben Pierman, Danny Cruz.
It's just terrific what these coaches' ability that you need to go after championships, and that's what they've done year in and year out.
And they do it with, not that other teams don't have turnover, but these two teams churn out talent.
Yep, 100%.
Some of them here, they churn them out, and they're able to keep that consistency and that high level of play going despite some of the top-end roster turnover. The Winders, Wilson Harris from Lou City last year, Nick Marcanic, of course. And those guys from the coaching staff as well. Devin Rensing getting an opportunity to be the head coach for Las Vegas, just hired this week. And Pierman speaks very highly of Devin Rensing.
Yeah, really excited for the opportunity that Devin Rensing is going to have there in Las Vegas. Obviously disappointed to lose him from his coaching staff, but very excited for the opportunity he's going to have to lead that team in the Western Conference.
Martinez in his 150th regular season match. Myers has the goal for Charleston. Rodriguez on the ball. Now Malloy. Never got to Martinez. Now he's able to chest it down and control, but resets to Graham Smith. Rodriguez for Kelly. Been quiet since coming on as a substitution. Into the 70th minute. Martinez towards goal. Flicked up by Jennings. Into the hands of Damian Laas. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download it now. Ordonez. Charleston grab another one. Make this a game with about 20 minutes to go. All four Lou City goals came in the first half. Jennings, flag stays down. Cal Jennings taken off the ball. Ordonez again. What a strong match he's had in his return to the starting 11. As Serrano gives it away to Martinez. Malloy. Rodriguez. Rubio Rubin, shot blocked by Josh Jones. Malloy ends up with it again. Rubin tried to find Myers. Myers gets it over to Rodriguez, and it's taken away from him by Jansen Wilson. Wilson, who has that first half brace, getting it done defensively as well. Clean challenge and a throw here to Charleston. But Eric, if you could just speak to Arturo Ordonez's performance tonight, starting for the first time since June 20th in place of the legend Sean Tosh.
Yeah, had such leadership, such command of this back line, the ability to win duels, and I'll add to what Taylor Davila did on the assist in the first 45, the ability to not only win your defensive duels, but your responsibility on the ball in that next action, the decision-making, the ability to play forward. I mean, that is a threat when you have a playmaking center back that plays with such physicality, plays with such intelligence, and then the ability to spray the ball around, open up the field, make sure that you're unlocking spaces that frustrate opponents. I mean, that is something extremely difficult to absorb, and Ordonez, and I would dare to say this whole back line has been spot on tonight. I mean, they're going to be disappointed with conceding the goal. I mean, with two teams that value clean sheets, they're going to be disappointed with the second half goal.
Goal by Myers in the 52nd minute. Snuck it by Damian Loss, who has also been fantastic tonight. 4 saves on 5 shots on target for Loss. He made 5 saves against North Carolina last week to end up on Team of the Week. This cross unplayable, out for a goal kick. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lou City. Get all of your Lou City tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Great seats like the folks you see on your screen now, who are absolutely thrilled at their team's performance tonight.
And that play there that earns the goal kick is a prime example of how Lou City make it so difficult for teams to beat you with those wide services. You have Aiden McFadden dropped in, applying pressure on the service, influencing where and how that ball is delivered, and then Amadou Dia on that far side occupying the far post, and then center backs of Adams, Ordonez, and Josh Jones.
He has really had lapses defensively in general this season, but they have taken on another form since the 6'5" former captain at the University of Louisville has been inserted into the starting 11. What a cool story that is for him. They're 3-0-1 in those 4 games that Jones has started during this run. Just 3 goals conceded. 4, if you include tonight, in 5 games with him consecutively in the starting lineup. He has been quality for Danny Cruz, who said, look, you know, sometimes guys are given opportunities and it's about whether or not they take advantage of them. And Josh Jones has made every bit of the chances he's been given. Fans, it's time to vote on tonight's Lynn Family Vision Man of the Match. Polls will be open for the next 10 minutes. You can vote now on the Lou City app. Philip Goodrum picks up the yellow. He's certainly in consideration for Man of the Match tonight. As we get a hydration break. That yellow card presented by Bone Dry Roofing. Philip Goodrum got the scoring started in the 3rd minute on an assist from Aiden McFadden, and then Jansen Wilson followed up with a first half brace in the 16th and the 28th. Taylor Davila then added a goal from the spot in the 6th minute of stoppage time in the first half. He had a goal and an assist in the first half. There are plenty of choices for Man of the Match, so make sure you head over to the Lou City app to vote. We expected a heavyweight bout tonight, Eric, from these two sides, but from the jump, it's been all Lou City.
It has, and it's been balanced through that first 45. I mean, you mentioned the scoring times. I mean, Philip Goodrum in the 3rd, Jansen Wilson in the 16th, Wilson again in the 28th, and then Taylor Davila finishing off that half. I mean, that is crushing to an opponent when you're absorbing those goals at those moments in matches where you feel like momentum can be tilted. We saw it in the first half, the opportunity from Cal Jennings, then MD Myers. They just were unable to convert, and those coming in chances where you could possibly equalize or at least take some of the momentum back that you were relinquishing. Got off to the quick start they needed to here in the second half. The Charleston Battery did, but they just were unable to sustain it. And right now, you're going to need to find a second goal very quickly if you want to put that kind of pressure on Lou City to finish out this game.
So we know that these two teams, Eric, are the class of the Eastern Conference. I would say regardless of the result tonight and how things went in the opener in Charleston, the Battery probably posed the biggest threat to Lou City in the East, although I'm sure nobody thought Rhode Island would be the team to unseat Lou City last year. But what about in the West? We have the former Lou City man himself, Luke Spencer, and FC Tulsa. They've given themselves a decent advantage atop the Western Conference. They're just, at least entering tonight, they were 6 points behind Lou City and Charleston for the top spot in the league. Sacramento Republic has really turned it on under Neil Collins. They have conceded the fewest goals in USL Championship this year. Who do you see as the biggest threat, not only Charleston, but to Lou City coming out of the West?
The last one you just mentioned, I think Sacramento Republic is somebody that is just on an absolute tear right now in both boxes. And they are picking up results. They have climbed the table fast. Obviously still have quite a bit to close that gap between FC Tulsa, who sit atop the West right now.
Rodriguez fires on, and Damian Loss again turns it aside. Substitutions coming on, brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. The Kentucky Lottery. A couple of subs for Danny Cruz and Lou City. Will be in just a moment after this corner. Rodriguez whips it in. Back post. Still alive, punched away by Loss. Archer leaves it out there for Kelly. Kelly sends it right back in, takes a deflection, cleared away, and out for a throw to Charleston. And here are the substitutions. Sam Gleadle will come on for Philip Goodrum, and Evan Davila enters for Ray Serrano. Goodrum comes off to a big hand from the crowd here at Lynn Family Stadium. Goodrum got the party started in the 3rd minute with his 10th goal of the season against his former head coach, Ben Pierman. And now Sam Gleadle, as you see, coming on for Ray Serrano, who had another assist tonight.
And anytime you have these big-time matchups, you emphasize the start. You don't want to overemphasize it, but you know if you can get off to a hot start in that first 5-10 minutes, make your opponent feel the pressure, make them feel uncomfortable. And that's exactly what Philip Goodrum and this Lou City side were able to do. And then you follow that up with a goal in the 16th minute. You sustain that run, and it also highlights how fragile this game can be, because you look at the shots, 14 for Lou City, 13 for Charleston Battery, 5 shots on target for Lou City, 6 for the Charleston Battery. There's no drastic numbers that scream out to you.
I just scrolled down and I looked at the possession number.
Yeah, that number.
A lot of it has to do with obviously the scoreline in the second half. Lou City sitting back a bit more, but 71-29 in favor of Charleston. And this is after Lou City over the last 3 games averaged about 60%, which was their highest in each of those 3 games as far as possession goes all year long. They made the most of their big chances in the first half, something Charleston did not do, and certainly a lot easier to play from in front, especially at home in this stadium. Gleadle, a little bit too far for him from Evan Davila, who scored his first career goal against North Carolina last week. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Not sure anybody really expected this type of scoreline tonight between these two sides. Far and away the class of USL Championship this season. Charleston Battery have only 1 loss this season since their 1-2-0 start. They lost to Lou City, of course, on opening night, then beat Rhode Island, followed that up with a loss against North Carolina, who, by the way, have also beaten this Lou City side. They're the only loss in the regular season for Louisville City this year. Lou City able to avenge that last week with a 4-1 win, as Adams, the captain, is down after being fouled.
And it looks like he catches that left elbow of Douglas Martinez head area, and obviously Martinez having a discussion with the referee, picks up a yellow there.
Martinez picks up a yellow card. It's presented by Bone Dry Roofing. This is not a familiar feeling for Charleston Battery. If you take away the Jägermeister Cup, which they had some trouble in, they had heavy squad rotation there, but I mean, as far as regular season matches go, they've only dropped one game since March, and it was a road loss at Miami FC. This is a bit of a shocker.
And are going to have to turn around and go on the road and play another team that is towards the top of the league in goals against in the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Oh. So if you feel like you just weren't clicking offensively tonight, got to go to Highmark and play at a difficult place in a Bob Lilly side that does not beat themselves.
It's a really difficult month of August for this Charleston side. 3 out of 4 on the road, including tonight. As you mentioned, they're at Pittsburgh next week, home against Loudoun on the 23rd, and they close out the month at Rhode Island, which despite Rhode Island's record, we know the talent on paper they have, and going up to that stadium is not easy for anybody. I mean, it's 3 of the toughest road games in the league this month for Charleston Battery.
Well, I would also add that you're going to play 2 teams. Obviously, we've already mentioned how difficult it's going to be to go play at Pittsburgh, but you're going to be playing 2 teams in Loudoun that is desperately playing for a top 4 position and hosting a game in the Eastern Conference, and then Rhode Island FC, who is desperately playing to be over the playoff line and get into the playoffs.
Blue City is at Miami next week. Big one against New Mexico United on the 23rd, and they close out the month of August at Indy 11 on the 30th. These are not the easiest of schedules for both sides to end the season. But Lou City is now going to be in the driver's seat to win the Players' Shield for a 2nd consecutive season, barring some kind of miracle over the next 5 minutes plus stoppage time.
And Lou City opens September with 2 road matches at Rhode Island FC and then at Pittsburgh as well. So you get what both coaches were saying this week, that there was still a lot to play for in this 12-game season that they had after this match. So yes, this was a vital match in that Players' Shield race, but there was still so many matches out there that you have to go out and get 3 points. You have to pick up maximum points. And that's not easy with what they have remaining.
Sent into the seats. Actually, I wouldn't consider those seats. More standing room area. Excellent crowd here tonight. A great showing by the Lou City fans. Filling the FAM in their purple. And the boys in purple have done their job tonight as well, in front of over 13,600 tonight at Lynn Family Stadium. It's a 5-5 corner kick. Davila, and it's grabbed out of the air by Zamudio. An early chance in the first minute for Cal Jennings, and after that, all Lou City. A goal in the 3rd minute by Philip Goodrum. First half brace for Jansen Wilson. And how about this? Listen to this ovation for these next couple of substitutions. Lou City faithful chanting, "We want Ownby," and they're going to get him. Brian Ownby on for his season debut in his 9th season with Lou City. Makes his regular season debut in 2025. The captain puts on the armband. A fan favorite here in Louisville. He enters along with Niall McCabe who is an original member of the club. Cool moment there, Eric, for Ownby and Niall McCabe coming on.
Yeah, this place has already been raucous and loud and difficult and challenging for the Charleston Battery. This would absolutely erupt if Brian Ownby scored tonight. It would just add to what has already been an electric night for Lou City.
Ownby, a guy who was named team captain prior to last season, suffered a season-ending leg injury in the final preseason game before ever wearing the armband in a competitive game. Has fought and fought and fought his way back from that injury. Only 2 minutes played across all competitions this year. But here he is tonight. The Glen Allen, Virginia native. 9th season here in Louisville. All-time assist leader in club history. On to finish this one out for the boys in purple. Jennings, his shot blocked. Guess who? Arturo Ordonez. And now Gleadle trying to get it past, and does, somehow worked it past Kelly. Ownby is on the move with McCabe and Gleadle, but they could just not get it. To number 10 in purple. And a card's gonna come out on Brian Ownby. That yellow card is brought to you by Bone Dry Roofing.
That passion, that professionalism that Brian Ownby brings to his craft, his desire to be prepared, runs that ball down, obviously picking up the yellow, but coming just moments off a sequence that he felt like that ball could have been played into space and he run onto. Felt like everybody in the stadium was trying to will that ball into existence, but tracks back, puts the pressure on the player. And it just shows from the collective for Lou City how involved they are with the press, how committed they are.
Another yellow brought to you by Bone Dry Roofing, handed out. And this substitution brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. The Kentucky Lottery. Sean Tosh, the all-time regular season minutes leader in USL Championship history, comes on for Amadou Dia. Career appearance number 289 for Sean Tosh. Stoppage time, 3 minutes in the second half, is presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Emilio Icaza, by the way, picked up the yellow for the Battery a moment ago. (4-1) Lou City. And here is your man of the match, presented by Lynn Family Vision. Damian Loss made a couple of big saves earlier. 5 total on the night. Remember that sequence earlier with MD Myers and Cal Jennings? I mean, that was a big turning point in that first half. And of course, made the save early on Cal Jennings as well.
Yeah, just absolute quality with being able to follow that play all the way through. The patience that MD Myers was playing with, building that window to shoot through and still making the save through all that traffic. He's been absolutely spectacular tonight. Some of the big plays he's made, and goals change games, but some of the saves that Damian Loss made.
I don't think Niall McCabe or Douglas Martinez heard that whistle. Free kick coming for Charleston Battery. a minute away from Lou City grabbing an official stranglehold on the top spot in USL Championship and in the Eastern Conference. All 4 goals coming in the first half. Andy Myers got one back for Charleston 7 minutes into the second. This comes all the way through, and Adams will let it now. Eligio Arreguin corrects himself. It's a Lou City throw with about 20-30 seconds left in this one. All Lou City from the jump. Took the lead 3 minutes in, and they're about to win their 3rd consecutive match in this series against Charleston Battery and sweep the season series.
And we mentioned it coming into the game. Team that was high octane offensively and a team that was so good defensively. You see Lou City putting on a show offensively as well, scoring the 4 goals, but doing it defensively, shutting down a lot of what Charleston Battery liked to do, and it was their first ball press that dictated the tempo and that back line. And we mentioned Damian Loss making big plays that really anchored the trajectory of how this match was played out.
A lot of respect between those 2 men right there, Ben Pierman and Danny Cruz. And you see the live standings in the Eastern Conference. Lou City improves to 13-1-5, and they now have the sole possession of first place in the Eastern Conference and in the Players' Shield race. And with that Lou City win, you can head to Penn Station to get a free sub with the purchase of another. The offer is valid the following day after a win. That's tomorrow. Head to any participating Louisville area Penn Station location to redeem and say Lou City won at checkout, or use the promo code LouBogo25 online. 4-1 is your final from a packed Lynn Family Stadium tonight in Louisville. The Battery now 0-4-11 coming out of Louisville with a win. All Lou City tonight.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes. Time right. Manny drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Now you can get 1.99 APR financing on a new 25 Tundra, or $3,000 customer cash, or lease this well-equipped Tundra for $419 a month.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh, and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Ready to upgrade your air for less? Durr does that. Right now, get a new water heater for free when you upgrade your heating and cooling system. Saving you money, just another reason A+ Durr is your call for comfort.
Welcome back to Lynn Family Stadium. Lou City with a convincing 4-1 win in this battle for the top spot in the East and atop the Players' Shield standings. Josh Appel, the So our full-time stats: shots 16-14 in favor of Charleston Battery. Shots on target 6-5 in favor of Charleston. Possession heavily in favor of Charleston. They had they had 3 times as many corners as Lou City did, but the big chances that Lou City were able to put together, they cashed in on.
They did, and they owned the big moments. They owned those winning moments that come to define results like this, and credit to Lou City. They did exactly what they wanted to do tonight in terms of the defensive side of it. They wanted to make it difficult for the Charleston Battery to win the battle of territory, to control the areas in and around the box and create some of those big opportunities, and they converted the ones that they created.
Well, that'll do it for us here from Lynn Family Stadium. Lou City moves its unbeaten streak to 7 in a row. The unbeaten home streak is at 19 with an emphatic 4-1 victory over Charleston Battery. Lou City now owns the top spot in the East and the entire USL Championship. For our producer, Emma Watson, my broadcast partner, Eric Dobransky, this is Josh Raffel saying so long from Louisville. We will talk to you next time. What is your final?
Copyrighted telecasts of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.